I got involved in heritage work with Lally and Eamon de Butler way back in 2007, where we got another grant, not only just to look after the graveyard, but we also got a grant to do a heritage walk around the village. And this graveyard is probably the most important thing that has protected our Delgany village, because the original graveyard would have gone down to 3 Strout River here, and the new road here was brought in the 1700s. And basically, Latouche family built up a new church, Christ Church, in the village, and they wanted a better road towards that church, because this church in the old graveyard was leaking and they wanted a much fancier place. So the Latouche family built Christ Church, where there's a memorial to David Latouche, and Peter Latouche's son really set up getting this road put in. And that's why this road is quite bendy and curvy, because of the graveyard. And if we didn't have this curved road, we would have had a motorway put through the village. I have no doubt about it. So this is really very important ground for us. It's a beautiful place to be, and it's a very important area for the village. Okay, the graveyard here in the middle of Delgany village is probably the most important space, open space for the village. We have no park, we have no public space except this beautiful graveyard. And people can come in here any time of the day, buy their coffee in the local shops and come and sit in here. It's a beautiful space and we're lucky to have it. And I want everybody to enjoy it. It's part of our heritage trail, and there's a lot of history in our heritage website. It tells you a lot about how important this graveyard is. This graveyard would have been much larger before the 1700s. Before Peter Latouche got the locals to put in the new road, the actual graveyard would have gone down through Stylebon down to the Tree Trap River. So Peter Latouche had this great idea of making the road wider to go to Christ Church. So all the graves were moved right down from the river up into this area, and that's why you can see them quite squashed, and there's quite a few stones, tombstones that were brought up by locals. But the story is told that a lot of Stylebon is haunted because some of the tombstones came up but not the graves themselves. So to this day we think there is graves in Stylebon right opposite the road here.
And finally, community archaeologist Yvonne Whitty and Delgany Heritage Officer Nicola Byrne summarise their work in cataloguing all the gravestones in the old burial ground.
Hi, my name is Yvonne Whitty, and I work as the part-time community archaeologist with Wicklow County Council, and I've been helping the Delgany Tidy Towns group apply for heritage funding for the Community Heritage Grant Scheme, which they were successful in, and because of that grant we've been able to produce this film and also make a digital record of the graveyard. So what we did is we got funding through the Heritage Office of Wicklow County Council with Deirdre Burns, and we commissioned a digital survey of the graveyard. So the surveyor went around with a GPS and did a map of the graveyard, which we have here. So when the map was made, this meant that we had a plan to work off, and we were able to go around the graveyard. I photographed, and Nicola and Deirdre, we photographed all the headstones individually, and then that enabled us to start recording the headstones. So this is where Nicola came in, and she documented over 200 graves in Delgany graveyard. So there's probably the names of close to 500 individual people recorded, and this wouldn't have been possible without the funding from the Community Heritage Grant Scheme and Nicola's efforts. And this is a huge genealogical resource, and it means that people from all over the world now, if they have ancestors buried in Delgany, they can view them online and they can come and visit the grave, because we're going to in the future install a little QR code which will bring up the map, and people can locate the grave individually in the graveyard. So Nicola, if you want to talk about how you recorded and what resources you used to make the record, that would be great.
I basically began by gathering the information by using various resources online, and also Lally de Butler's archive, and also a bit of detective work in the old burial ground. So I compiled the list, and then I cross-referenced it with Brian Cantwell's list, which was done a good few decades ago, to make sure that my list matched his. Then I also compared the photos that Yvonne sent to me and read the gravestones, and Yvonne will then put in the GPS coordinates on the list that I compiled in order to create the story map.
And the story map will be available on our Wicklow Heritage website, and people will be able to read a bit about the history of the site. They will be able to locate the gravestones individually by typing in surnames in the graveyard, and we'll have this video here obviously, and we'll update it as the work progresses. But I suppose we're really indebted to Lally de Butler and to the Tidy Towns in Sheena for all the work that they've done in the past, and it wouldn't be possible without the efforts of community groups. A lot of these sites are neglected and overgrown, and without, you know, their dedication, the names of over 500 people will be just lost forever. So
if anyone would like to contribute any stories they might have, they can visit our website. It's the Irish Community Archive Network website for Delgany. If you type in Delgany Heritage Village, it should be easy enough to find it.
We are hoping that we get the young people of this area to come and see it. So it's very interesting. You learn so much